Woman accused of setting a house fire in Woodbury, Gloucester County is now facing charges for arson. Police arrested 29-year-old Taija Russell on Tuesday. On August 4th, the fire ripped through the home in the 200 block of South Barber Avenue. Firefighters rescued a man and a dog from the flames. Both of them were treated and are recovering.
All right, before we start this video, let me ask y'all one question. Is it that serious? Y'all answer that after you finish watching this video. Let's get to it. On August 5th, 2019, in New Jersey, Taija Russell had been texting this man on and off about how much they wanted each other and what they was going to do when they finally seen each other. With all that provocative talking going on, Tasia was ready to see him. So she got out of her bed, showered, and got some good smelling perfume on, and left her Autumn Ridge apartment to head out for that late night booty call. Once she got there, she texted and let him know that she was outside, but there wasn't an immediate response. So thinking that maybe he was in the shower, she waited outside in the car for a while to give him a chance to finish up. Now, after a few minutes had gone by, Tasia got a little antsy, so she went to the door and began slightly knocking. But after standing there for several more minutes, Tasia became very upset and started banging on the door and calling his phone back to back. It was 3 in the morning, so Tasia was a little out of her mind, so she sends multiple texts that stated, "You wasted my money coming out here. I see you want to die, and I swear to God, I hope you die." Shortly afterwards, she gets back in her car and drives to a Conoco gas station down the road and purchases lighter fluid, matches, and a lighter, then headed back to this man's house. Once she got there, she walked to the back door, which was the only entrance to the residence, douses it with lighter fluid, and sets it on fire. By 4:08, the house was ablaze. The man inside, who was fast asleep, finally woke up after smelling smoke and immediately ran towards the door to try to get out, but that door was engulfed in flames. With no other option, he forcefully kicks out the window frame and climbs through the opening and took off running down the road to a nearby police station covered in soot and ash, wearing only a t-shirt. After running about 2/10 of a mile, he finally reaches the police station and frantically tells them what happened, then takes off back running to his house. By the time the Woodbury firefighters arrived, his house was completely destroyed, but they did manage to save his dog, and he was transported to the Inspire Hospital, where he was treated for 1st and 2nd degree burns and smoke inhalation. From the start of the investigation, police knew that this was done intentionally, so they spoke with the witness who provided them with surveillance footage and the text messages from Tasia. He tells them that Tasia was just a side chick and she was supposed to be coming over for a late night call, but he fell asleep. Now, after the investigators reviewed several hours worth of surveillance footage in the area, an arrest warrant was put out for Tasia. After a few weeks had went by, with the assistance of the Fugitive Unit and the U.S. Marshal Task Force, on August 18, 2019, 29-year-old Taija Russell was finally located and taken into custody. She was transported back to the Woodbury Police Department, where she is facing charges of attempted murder, aggravated arson, endangering, and criminal mischief. As of today, Tasia is being held in the Salem County Jail until her court date. Now, I'm not sure if there is something in the water in that part of New Jersey, but that incident marked the 2nd time that year a woman was accused of setting fire to a man's home in Woodbury. So since this is a short video, let me tell y'all about the second one as well. On April 5th, 2019, 33-year-old Tasia Young, same first name but spelled different, came to an agreement with her boyfriend to invite another woman into their bedroom. I think y'all call it a threesome or something, I don't know, I'm not sure. Anyway, later on that night at her boyfriend's duplex, they invited the third wheel and did everything you do in those situations. Well, once they finished, Tasia's boyfriend called her a cab and made her leave while the other girl stayed the night. Now, Tasia was highly pissed off that she agreed to this, and she was the one being sent home. So after a few hours had gone by, Tasia wanted her boyfriend and that other female to feel her pain. So she heads back over to her boyfriend's duplex on the 1st block of East Center Street, but before she got there, she made a stop at the Conoco gas station on Manaway Avenue, and yes, this is the same exact Conoco that the other lady went to, and purchased matches and lighter fluid. Once she got back to the apartment, she then empties the whole container of lighter fluid on and under the front door of the home, lights the tissue on fire, and tosses it onto the flammable fluids. After the fire was started, she drove off and threw the container of lighter fluid out the window as she headed to her cousin's house on the 400 block of Salem. Fortunately, her boyfriend, who was asleep at the time, woke up after hearing the fire alarm and called 911. Around 10:40, the police and firefighters arrived to the duplex, which was engulfed in flames, and not only had to evacuate Taija's boyfriend, but 6 other people who lived in the apartment next to his. Now, although this fire didn't claim any lives or send anyone to the hospital, the house suffered extensive damage, and everyone that lived there was displaced and had to move out and stay in a temporary housing facility. 2 days later, after the fire, apparently Taija felt guilty, so she decided she was going to turn herself in to the police and confess to setting the fire. She told them the whole situation about the sexual encounter and says that she was going through a lot and felt like she needed to hurt somebody, so this is when she decided to burn this house down. Now, after trying to get confirmation from her, she told them where she purchased the items and even demonstrated how she sprayed the lighter fluid and set it on fire. She also admitted that when she got to her cousin's house and fell asleep, she was awakened by the sirens of the responding fire trucks. So the police took her into custody and later obtained the surveillance footage from the store that showed her purchasing these items. With her full confession to the crime and the evidence they acquired, 33-year-old Taija Young was arrested and charged with arson, aggravated assault, criminal mischief, and multiple other counts of endangering another person. As of today, Taija Young and Taija Russell are both locked up in the Salem County Correctional Facility with a pending detention hearing. So on their first story with Taija Russell, I wanted to see how long it took her to get from her house to her boyfriend's house, even if she didn't have to shower or do whatever else. And guess how much time it took? 18 minutes. Now, I know it's her time, but was it that serious? Do y'all think that he was intentionally ignoring her to be evil, or do you think that he was really asleep? Now, back in my football college days, I've done something similar to this several times as well, but the only time I did this was when I partied too hard after having class and practice. Now, if y'all don't want to hear this, y'all can go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe and do everything else. But if you do, check this out. As a student athlete, my day would usually start around 4 a.m. in the morning with workouts. Then I usually go to class from 7 to 2 p.m. From there, I have football practice at 4 p.m. that lasted till around at least 8 p.m. with the meetings included. Now, as soon as I got out of practice, me and the boys was turning up a little bit before we got to the club. By the time the club let out, which was 3 a.m. or 4 a.m., I had been up for a whole 24 hours, and on top of that, I was wasted. So if the lady that I was trying to meet up that night wasn't there within 15 to 20 minutes, I was knocked out. Now, I know I'm not the only one that has fallen asleep on someone before, so let me know y'all experiences down in the comments. Don't be shy. All right, family, that will be it for today. Thank y'all all so much for watching and supporting this channel. Don't forget to help your boy out by hitting that like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on these good videos. I hope y'all had a wonderful, wonderful day, and until next time, stay mysterious, my friends.